Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for today's Varsity Cup wrap-up. And another really big weekend, or Monday night rugby, really. Yesterday, a bit frustrating evening, though, because we were supposed to be watching MATIES versus UCT in the Big Cape Derby, which was supposed to be a televised game. We were supposed to do a watch-along for it. And unfortunately, due to high winds and the weather, it was no longer televised. We'll talk a little bit about the game with UCT not being able to do enough to come back and losing at home to MATIES. Meanwhile, the NW Eagles, the current champions, continued to stamp their authority on the occasion, while Wits continue to be impressive. UJ continue to struggle, and UWC as well. Very much showing that they are taking a while to get going in this year's tournament. Now, before we go into the results and the log, a big shout out to our partners at NPL, who are bringing you all the coverage of the Varsity Cup. We'll be live every single Monday for the various games. We did the UJ versus Shimlers yesterday, which proved to be a very exciting game, and we'll be doing two every Monday, as well as doing a couple of previews. We've got some very cool guests lined up as well for some extra videos, so really looking forward to that in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, lock it on, and check out the description for all the details on how you can get involved and how you can get some MPL products with 100 Rand off using the code FOREVERSPORTS100. Let's have a look at the results, shall we? And it all started yesterday with UJ taking on Shimlers, and 31 points to 34. Frustrating day at the office for UJ, who went down after the match was delayed through due to lightning, and maybe a bit of frustrating time because they had just got up to the perfect start. They had just scored a try as Mark Castillo went over and were building a lot of pressure, and then it was then it was paused. Whenever it got back, it was very quickly Shimlers, in fact, who got things back. So UJ's Prince Inkabindi, who's actually played for the Lions a couple of times in the Currie Cup, he went over, but eventually they kept trading tries. Final score, UJ 31, Shimlers 15. It was 3 points at halftime and 3 points game in the end. So yeah, continued to be incredibly tight over there. So 31 points to 34. If you play that rocks, the man of the match went to Prince Inkabindi. So keep watching him out. Very solid player. We then saw Wits beating CUT rather, and they currently top the log, do Wits. And halftime score was 8 points to 14. So Wits actually staging a bit of a comeback. Didn't start particularly well, but eventually managed to come back. Another couple of Lions players putting their hands up in the forms of Carl Smith, who is obviously a player of the Lions as well. Zaki Bester, one of the better CUT players, getting on the try for them as well. A couple of penalties, or 3 penalties from Jean Smith. But yeah, player of the rocks over there was George Devonish, who actually knows. So very good to see. I know how hard he's been working. It's very good to see that being paid off. So good stuff to you, Georgie. We then look at some other of the big games. The big one was Ike's taking on MATIES, and a very tight game with very poor conditions, very windy down there in the Western Cape. And it took them about 50 minutes, I think, before MATIES eventually managed to go through and score the first try through Emil van Skalkbeek, who dove under the poles. Earlier, Jean Mostert had added a penalty, so they were sort of 10 points to 0 up. They then went up to 15 points to 3 into Kozo Makaza, the top scorer of last year's tournament, adding some more to the boot for UCT. But Martin then managed to go over once again through Vernon Matongo, who I think scored a try last week as well. So 2 tries for him so far in the tournament. And Ike's managed to get his consolation try and convert it, but unfortunately a little too late, and MATIES beating their Cape rivals by 5 points down in the Cape. And then the final match of the round was NW Eagles versus UWC. UWC hammered by Wits last week, once again on the receiving end of a bit of a battering, and showing everybody how their last season was on the flash in the pan. They are here to contend once again in Potchefstroom, beating them 49 points to 15, despite in the second half losing 3 players to the sin bin in the forms of Sean Christian Baxter, Carl van Zyl, and Tian van Zyl. That's what gave UWC an opportunity to get back into the game, but in the end, NW was just far too strong. If you look at that over there, Keanu Winvogel scored 2 tries. That got in the F&B player of the rocks. Sean Christian Baxter also grabbing 2 there. A couple of other try scorers, the likes of Calvin Clark, Intobekio Keshezi, as well as Marvelous Mashimbi. and Zinedine Robertson with 5 conversions as well. For UWC, it was Emil Silvers, Karel van der Merwe, and Ruben Swanepoel who went over for their tries, all of them unconverted. So if we then have a look at the log, we will see that Wits currently top it. It's just busy loading over here. And there we go. So Wits currently at the top there with 10 points, perfect 2 weeks for them, 2 bonus point wins for them at the top of the log. NW Eagles sitting in second place with 9 points, Shimlers in third with 7, and Ikeys with 5. You then got MATIES, who got their first win last night with 4 points, tied with CUT. UJ have managed to pick up 3 bonus points across the last 2 weeks, but still looking to search for that first win. But they are only just 1 point behind MATIES, CUT, and 2 points behind Ikeys in that sort of semi-final spot. UWC currently without a single point across the opening 2 weeks. They'll really need to improve over the next few weeks. Let me know what you thought about the round, as well as the sort of the fixtures coming up and which teams you're backing. I want to know who's supporting down in the comments below. Once again, big shout out to MPL. Check them out in the comments. Please do smash the like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. My name is Steve. Thank you very much for watching. I'll chat to you soon.